After the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the threat of invasion on North American soil was high. It was crucial to have land access to the far north to prevent any attack from overseas. At this point in the early 40s, Alaska was still very underdeveloped with no land access. Despite the challenges of working in an almost impenetrable forested mountain landscape, 10,000 troops and civilian laborers completed the highway in only 8 months. The highway is a true symbol of adventure, connecting the untamed north to the rest of North America. We are back in Watson Lake, and today we're going to start the Alaska Highway. The stretch that we're going to do is from right here in Watson Lake, and we're going to head towards Mile Zero in Dawson Creek, BC. We've got a nice, beautiful sunny day to start our trip and lots of driving to do. So, of course, just like our Yukon trip started with a breakfast burrito, it has to end with one.
Yeah, you guys look like burrito eaters.
You know it. Thanks, sir.
We're so excited. Literally come here just for the burrito.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you. This is bittersweet. Like, this is our last day here.
There's only one way to go out of the Yukon.
Watching me eat a burrito again.
Burrito way.
The burrito way.
Yes. Walt here, he's got a nice fresh dew here after our canola trip. So we're all clean and showered. We're gonna get fueled up and we're gonna hit the road. Now, once you pass the BC-Yukon border, it's not uncommon to pass a couple of these guys along the side of the road. These wood bison, known as the Nordquist herd, were reintroduced into the Alannah Lake area east of Liard Hot Springs in '95. It was hoped that these bison would disperse to the north along the Liard River corridor to eventually connect with the Nahanni wood bison in the Northwest Territories. Instead, they dispersed westward and took up residence in the Alaska Highway corridor, where they'd find abundant grazing potential adjacent to the highway. Get off the road, buddy. Now, of course, being so close to a main road, this can be detrimental to the population, but still not nearly as detrimental as the overhunting that had occurred years earlier. Take care, guys. Bob, Bernadette, Bill, Beatrice.
Chicken and vegetable dumpling soup with beef bone broth, fresh green onion and parsley from Jurgen, who we met in Faro, Yukon, and I'm putting some extra microgreens on mine.
What do you think there, bud? Day one on the Alaska Highway. Didn't make it overly far. Stopped in at Liard Hot Springs. Drove another 20 minutes or so, found ourselves a place to camp for the night. Pretty dark right now, but we're going to show you a little bit more because it's super nice here where we're camping. I'll show you more of that in the morning. Diesel really likes it, if you can't tell. Right, buddy? We got groceries in Watson Lake, so now we're just totally stocked up and got all the luxuries that we were craving on the canola road.
Spent way too much money on gas and groceries.
Yeah, it was a very expensive day in Watson Lake yesterday, but it's the price you pay, again, to be on the road. You got to do it. Got to pay for the gas, get you places, and you got to eat, of course. So, had some delicious wonton soup that Alannah made for us this evening, and we got some desserts and snacks and all the good stuff.
You know why? Because I went by myself in the store.
Yeah, don't let Alannah in the grocery store by herself. That's I think that's the moral of the story here.
No, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Look how happy you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
Okay.
But anyways, this camera's really heavy. Good night, guys. Let's eat some chocolate.
sausage? I'm really missing the warmer days and just like putting the stove outside and cooking. And I was gonna do that today, but here we are, just throwing sausage in a pan.
I feel like I haven't fried eggs.
Oh, still got it,
There
baby.
you go.
Still got it.
Currently sitting on the fridge. Got the van running a little bit, get the heat going. It's almost colder in the van than it is actually outside. So usually when we wake up, we'll get outside and go for a walk just to stretch the legs, try and warm up a bit. And we are going to be traveling in the van pretty much all through the winter, heading east to Ontario to see our families. And then from there, we're going to go south throughout the state. So I have a feeling once we get back to Ontario, we're going to have to find some sort of heat source to install in the van. But that'll happen when the time comes. So far, we're not frozen. Today, along the Alaska Highway, we get to check out the Muncho Lake Provincial Park, and then that leads into the Northern Rocky Mountain Provincial Park. So this is one of my favorite stretches of road that we got to drive last time we came this way. So hopefully see some caribou today. And I think we're gonna stop and get a hike in at some point as well. Waiting for me. He can't go ahead until I'm caught up. That's man's best friend right there. Never mind, he doesn't care anymore. Bye, buddy. We're out here looking for some sheep. It looks like prime sheep territory, and the trail is called Stone Sheep Trail. However, we were wondering, is it stones that look like sheep, or is there actually sheep on the trail? Pretty much every review on all trails said they didn't see any sheep, so who knows, maybe we'll be the lucky ones. Still a really cool hike, awesome terrain, and we're getting our activity in. And I gotta be honest, when you start a hike, whether it's a huge jaunt to the top, steep, long, whatever it is, it's kind of like the last thing you want to do. You know it's gonna be good, you know it's good for you, but part of you's like, oh, I don't know if I want to subject myself to that right now. But at the end of the day, when you're all done, you're always glad you did it. Every time. There's not one time we finished a hike, no matter how grueling, where we were like, oh, I wish we didn't do that. Not that this is a sufferfest or really that difficult to begin with, but a good sufferfest every now and again. It's always good for your soul.
Yeah, we're gonna go see some hoodoos.
Hoodoos.
Hoodoos. We're almost there.
We've just got a little bit of a roadblock, part of hiking with other YouTubers. I bet it's sick.
He's like, I'm the star of the show.
Yeah, he knows.
Oh, that's the camera. I'll get in front of it.
Unfortunately, no sheep sightings or rocks that resembled any sheep, but we couldn't help but notice what a lot of the hoodoos did resemble. This hike's being a little rude right now.
Kyle.
Settle down there, hoodoo.
We have like a tote with the dog food. It's just on it.
Regardless, not a bad snack spot to get a quick sugar high before we made our descent towards the van. So yesterday we started up here in Watson Lake, and we have gone down the Alaska Highway through Coal River, stopped in at Liard River Hot Springs last night, and camped somewhere outside of Muncho Lake Park. And we have not made it very far up the road today. So today we're gonna go a little bit further along the highway and probably camp somewhere closer to Fort Nelson. There's also a good chance we'll see some caribou along this next stretch. These freaking birds. You have wings, fly away.
Look how flat like the base of their tails are.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. This is my road. Oh, his neck feathers are flaring out.
Bye.
There you go. I had a brownie from the gas station and I just feel so hopped up on sugar right now. Alannah's not feeling so good either. But this should do the trick. We're posted up by the river along the Alaska Highway and enjoy this lovely campsite we've snagged here tonight. Went for a morning walk along the river. It's nice. We've been trying to get out every morning and just walking like first thing as soon as we get up.
Make our coffee and just go outside and just kind of explore like where we're camping and just kind of
get a feel for the area. Today we should have a pretty nice drive, really nice stretch of road. So looking forward to that. Still hoping we see a caribou at some point. Well, this just in. We're getting a little work done in the van and we've got a hailstorm. We're at about a pebble size right now. As soon as it turns into golf balls, we'll have to duck out of here real fast. Alannah just whipped up some breakfast sausage and eggs. We're gonna pack up camp and get back on the road. It's hard not to think about the great deal of effort that goes into a task such as building a road like this. We're incredibly lucky to be able to travel this road and see parts of the country that would otherwise still be a vast expanse of deep mud and dense forest. Especially after just coming off the Canal Road, the Alcan is smooth as butter. Well, it's been a long time coming. I can't remember the last time we've been here, but we were just passing through Fort Nelson and I saw the Timmy sign, so we're going in. That terrain really flattened out really fast. As soon as we left Summit Lake Provincial Park, we kind of just went through some rolling hills and it just flattened out. So I think from what I remember, a lot of the rest of the trip is going to be like this. But that's how it goes. Canada is vast. There is so many different terrains, and they all have their own appeal and their own beauty to them. So still got lots of mountains to go through in the near future. But first and foremost, let's get some Tim Hortons. Well, we've been all over the north, the Dempster, the Knoll, but leave it to the Alaska Highway for the first chip in the windshield. Final stretch of the Alaska Highway. We're just outside of Fort St. John, so we'll be in Dawson Creek within the next hour or so. And this is our last camp out with our friends. Alex and Meg, we've kind of been camping with them for the last 2 weeks or so. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun traveling with friends and just being on the road through some crazy highways, being up north on the Dempster, the Knoll, and the Yukon. What a crazy adventure that was. Still coming down from that one, but yeah, just gonna finish up the Alaska Highway today as we make it to mile 0 at Dawson Creek, and then we will continue our way southeast.
I can't believe we've been on the road almost 3 months now, and just how much ground we've covered in that amount of time. Like, it feels like we did so much, but there's just so much more we want to go back and do. It's early this morning, so we're gonna just get on the road and get back into the Rocky Mountains. And I think that's kind of like where the love for doing this kind of began. What was that, 2021 we did like our first road trip out here, and it'll be nice to kind of go back to that because it's just a special place, I think, for us. And hopefully we can find a lake to put the canoe in the Rockies at some point, so that'll be fun too.
Yeah, lots of ground covered, but still plenty more to go. Well, there's horse poop everywhere, so that must mean if it's okay for horses, it's okay for humans to walk on here. So this road was essentially just plowed through some of the most dense terrain through BC, the Yukon, and Alaska. I mean, if you've ever been up here and seen this terrain, this bog, this muskeg, the dense pines, like, just to plow through country like this would just be no easy feat. So the fact that a highway like this is just cut right through the northern wilderness, it's pretty incredible. The stretch we just did here is the old Alaska Highway, so a lot of the original Alaska Highway either been paved over or it's just not in use anymore, just like this bridge. You can do a little stretch over this bridge, but I'm guessing the structural integrity is just not there, so they've closed it off. They've put these cinder blocks at the front so you can't drive any further. But compared to nowadays, the road is smooth. Like, besides the trucks flinging, you know, rocks into your windshield and whatnot, it's smooth sailing pretty much the whole way, and just so incredible the terrain that you drive through, just how quick it changes, how vast it all is. And the Alaska Highway had been prospected for a long time, well before World War II had started. And there's even one account of a man coming through on dog sled, and it took over 6 months to make the stretch from the southern terminus to the northern terminus. Another count as well, 2 guys riding motorcycles through some of this terrain, which at the time would have been no more than just bog and mud. But really cool to see, such an amazing trip. Really glad we got to see the Alaska Highway again. We're just about to pull into Dawson Creek, which will mark mile 0 and the very beginning of the Alaska Highway. Really glad to be out here, checking out this part of the country again. Just really never gets old.
The bridge is making some sounds. It's an old Alaskan troll under here. Should probably go. Diesel, come on.
I don't want to upset the troll. Oh, there he is.
This one looks